raise this arm up, there's a thing here. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. We're not going to go into auto till we get ready to cut multiple cuts. So when you're just cutting ones and twos, usually the switches are going down. They're not going up. This is the manual mode down here on the lower level. And mainly when you're cutting ones and twos, just pull it out, measure and cut it. You're only going to be working within this saw area right here. These three switches. These are for feeding this back jaw right here will come back and grab a part, clamp it, and pull it forward. That's how it auto cuts. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check how high this arm's going to go by hitting this lift and hitting it down. It's raised with an air cylinder. That's how it's raised up, with an air cylinder. This is a combination of pneumatic, hydraulic, electric. This machine has every bit of those factors involved in it. So if I want to bring it back down, I put it in the middle position. And when it lets that air off, it is letting it off at a feed rate. It's not just letting it drop. It has a feed rate that is set right here by cutting force. And this is just an air regulator. It'll back it off, it'll go down faster, or you can almost stop it. Normally, if you run this thing just about at 4 on this pressure gauge, somewhere between 3 and 4, that's pretty good. That's a pretty acceptable feed rate for most materials.
Is all this part of startup still, or are we on to another step with the arm here?
Well, I'm pretty well covered with the startup. Let's call the next thing setup. Let's call the next section setup.
You said 3 to 4 pounds of pressure on the feed rate?
Yeah.
And that's what that is, it's pressure.
Yeah, it is. It's a pressure of that
Not
air
a feed
cylinder.
rate.
It's how much it's letting that air bleed off. You know, when you're lifting it, it doesn't lift at a feed rate. That's as fast as it'll lift it. Now, since we are cutting material that is only a 1/4 inch thick, we actually don't need this to go up this high. We don't need, it's going to take too long when we automatic cut for this to feed back down and everything. So to adjust how high this saw goes, you use the combination of this stop by moving this pin down. So if we go, say right there, and I'll check it again, lift.
And then they said it'd be called up limit.
Yeah, you can call it an upper limit by moving the pin or the fine adjustment. Now I'm going to go up just one more notch because I don't want this thing pushing the material into the blade accidentally. When we lift it up, that's acceptable. It gives it time to push the part out. Right now, let's take a break. Let's meet back here at 9:20, and we'll start going over setting that one part. All right?